Hey guys and girls, how's it going? Hope you guys are having a great weekend. So I'm back today with another opinion video, guys. And what I want to do is every week, or at least every 2 weeks, I want to bring out a different opinion video where we talk about issues in the game industry and topics that I find interesting. I want to share them with you guys. So this video is kind of inspired by the last one that I did, which was talking about the Project Scorpio. And I wanted to talk a little bit about video game consoles and where they're going and what my opinions are on it. So the question I'm going to put out there, guys, today is, are video game consoles becoming like mobile phones, or if you're in America, obviously cell phones? I think this topic is very, very interesting. The PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One came out in 2013. The PlayStation 4, I think, was about $400, and the Xbox One obviously was about $500. Now, it has only been 3 years since that console came out, and already we've had two new iterations for each console. So on the PlayStation 4, obviously we had the PS4 Slim back in September 2016, and then in November 2016 we then had the PS4 Pro. On the Xbox One, of course, we had the Xbox One S, which came out in August 2016, and the Xbox Scorpio is set for release in the holiday season of 2017. Now, it's only been 3 years since the console came out, and already we're having new iterations, and virtually I class the PlayStation, PS4 Pro and Xbox Scorpio as a new console because the hardware is different. The power of the GPU, the RAM involved, everything is completely different, completely done from the ground up. So I actually class those as brand new consoles. Now, if we have a look at that, compared to the previous generation, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, while they did have several iterations of them, including slimmer versions of it, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 had a shelf life effectively of about 10 years. Now, I know that was unusual. Absolutely. It was very unusual because if we have a look at the PlayStation 2, that came out in March 2000, and then the PlayStation 3 came out in 2006. It was only a 6-year life cycle there for the PlayStation 2, and I think the Xbox One had an even shorter life cycle. The Xbox One, the original Xbox, I should say, came out in November 2001, and then the Xbox 360 came out in 2005. So that actually only had a life cycle of about 5 years. Now, my major question is, are consoles going to become like mobile phones? And I think the reason is with the PlayStation, PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio, these new consoles are all about technological innovations and paying for an upgrade basically to that console, a hardware upgrade, so that you can now get native 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, that sort of thing. Now, I think it's very interesting to discuss because if consoles are becoming like mobile phones, in that we're going to get an upgraded new iteration every 2 or 3 years, are the way that we purchase consoles and the way that consoles work, is that going to have to change? Because the PS4 Pro is not it's the same price as buying a brand new console. Again, it's £350. It's not cheap. Probably the Xbox Scorpio is going to be around the ballpoint of maybe $400, £350 again. I assume it's going to be like that, maybe a little bit more expensive, though we don't know yet because the Microsoft haven't confirmed what the price point is going to be on that. But my question is it too soon to have the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio come out? Why have Sony and Microsoft released it when the slim versions of the original console have come out literally about a month or 2 months before? If we look at PlayStation, for example, the PS4 Slim came out in September, and then the PS4 Pro came out in November 2016. Now, if you went and purchased a Slim, I think you'd be kind of pissed. Like, why would you buy the Slim if the PS4 come out a few months later and it's a more powerful piece of kit? Obviously, people have their own reasons, and I'm not saying if you bought the Slim that you made a mistake. That's your decision. But I think the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio really should have waited a few more years before actually being released. Maybe another sort of 3-year or 4-year window before bringing those games consoles out. As well, there have been a lot of rumors going around that Sony are going to announce the PlayStation 5 at E3 this year, which is potentially set for a release in 2018. Now, this has not been confirmed. It is pure hearsay, pure rumor. But if that's the case and you bought a PS4 Pro, you'd be kind of pissed that a PlayStation 5 has come out so soon. So my question is, if these consoles are coming out, new consoles are coming out so regularly as technology develops, then gamers cannot really afford to, or gamers like me anyway, if you're not going to be able to afford to fork out £300 or £400 every single time a new console comes out, especially if they're coming out every 2 or 3 years. We just don't have that kind of money, especially when you look into the fact that games themselves are becoming more expensive to buy, and also with all the additions of season passes and DLC content and everything else, video gaming as a hobby is becoming a lot more expensive, I think, than it used to. And I think one way that that might be addressed is the introduction of a potential sort of subscription kind of system. So if we have a look at systems at the moment like EA Access and PlayStation Now, gamers can basically pay a monthly subscription to have access to a library of games that they can download and play. And games are going the way of digital. Now, when it comes to consoles, I think it's going to be very interesting if, for example, when you buy that console, maybe you buy now, pay later. So maybe you pay a monthly fee or a monthly subscription fee to shops like Game or GameStop to pay it off. Or maybe even you pay a monthly subscription to PlayStation, to Sony, or to Microsoft. And maybe you pay a monthly subscription of £10 or £15, and then every time there is a new console that comes out, you have the ability to upgrade and to do that. So you're kind of like signing up for a contract, sort of the way that you do with mobile phones. Now, I think that might be a potential route that video games go down, especially when we look at the number of consoles that have come out recently and the price point for these. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry if I went off on a tangent a little bit, but I just think it's very interesting that consoles now are becoming like almost like a status symbol, like having the latest technology, the most powerful tech in your console. Now, for me personally, I'm all about the games. So when I buy a console, I'd like some power in the machine. That is not the reason that I buy the console. That's why I haven't bought a PS4 Pro, nor will I buy an Xbox Scorpio. I own an Xbox One and a PlayStation 4. And as far as I'm concerned, those consoles still have quite a long lifeline left in them. And I refuse to buy a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One Scorpio until those consoles are virtually used up and dead, or until something happens or something makes me want to buy them. So I think it's interesting when we're looking at the way that consoles are going. They're almost sort of becoming like PCs, in the whole idea that you keep upgrading. You upgrade the graphics card and the hard drive and the processor and the RAM and everything else for a more powerful piece of tech. So I think it's very interesting to look at the way that console gaming is going at the moment, because it's becoming more popular. A lot more money is put into it, and gamers are putting more money into their hobby. Then obviously developers and publishers and big companies like Microsoft and Sony are looking at making a profit from that. And obviously, as a result, they are bringing out all these sort of iterations of consoles, upgraded consoles. You know, it's like the way that the iPhone has gone, you know, with iPhone 5 and 6 and so on and so forth. So I think it's very interesting to look at. What do you guys think of this at the moment? Do you think video game consoles are becoming like mobile phones? What do you guys think about the whole potential idea of paying a subscription? What do you guys think about buying a PlayStation PS4 Pro or an Xbox Scorpio? Would you go ahead and put your money down on that? Do you think there should be a certain length of time between new iterations of consoles? Let me know what you guys generally think on this topic in the comment section below. I will be back next week with more videos. I'm hoping to actually jump back into my Mass Effect lore videos and start to bring more of those out. And of course, I am currently working on my review for Mass Effect Andromeda as well to try to get that out to you guys. But I hope you guys are having a great week. Take care, and as always, happy gaming.